Hey, butter. Cool. And down a bit. Ooh, a little lower. There we go. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, Restream is good. X, how you doing? X is up and running. I think. Thinking about it. There we go. All right. Twitch. Yes, there you are. And YouTube and Kick. We're up and running. We're going to hang out here with the starting screen for a few minutes. Anyone wants to say anything, ask anything, more than welcome. And we're going to get into today's program or video, which is how will AI replace God? This is a video put out by Holy Koolaid, and got some really interesting ideas. We're going to take a look. Hopefully you can see the ideas. Now we can talk about them, check it out, see what you think. And we've got an ad break starting in 3 minutes, which is excellent because I'm starting in 5 after this ad break. Woo! How's everyone's day going? I had an excellent day. Talked to a grandson for a while. Talked to talked to grandson. Talked to a cousin, haven't talked to in a while, and brings me back. Whew. Yeah, it's a good day. A good day. Hopefully I can bring you a story or two that will provoke some discussion and thinking. We'll see. We got 3 minutes. Woo! 3 minutes. Wonder what's next.
Raise your fist in the air. fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
Okay.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
All right.
Raise your fist in the air. 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 Raise your fist in the air.
Helkron, how you doing? We're gonna blow some minds tonight. Hope you had a great day. I've been having a great day there, Cal. Oh, it's storming. Here it's minus 23 Celsius. Currently, I don't know what that is with wind chill and all that. Just what I see on my PC. But last time I looked outside, it was probably overcast, but no. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's why it's storming. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, and while we're going through this stuff, any questions? I'll just hit the brakes, try and answer them, talk about it. That's what we're here to do. This is, mine. Like I showed in the previous video, everyone just has the knowledge that they have. They know the world the way they know it, and that's it. So the only way we can figure stuff out is the only way we can figure stuff out is to show our frame, and then, we'll figure out each other's frame. We'll talk about, figure it out. So it's 6 o'clock. Hello. Now I'm focusing on Destiny 2. So not really questions for me. Oh, we'll see. Or maybe not. Who knows? Let's see. So this week, our schedule looks like this. Why am I up there? I don't know. Put me down. Hey, go down there. Okay. So we're gonna do today's religious truth. So Monday, man's truth. We're going to take over the world on Tuesday. Wednesday, woman's truth. 9th, relationship truth. Oh, yeah, then we do a recap on Friday. And then we do a science truth on Sunday or Saturday. And a religious truth Sunday. So today, we're going to talk about this awesome video. Remember my furry. From Holy Koolaid. And we can hit the brakes and talk about it whenever at any time. So we'll make it full screen here, and I'll get out of the way for a bit until I got something to say. Here we go. Volume.
Imagine a scenario in the very near future where artificial intelligence has finally achieved what sci-fi writers have been warning us about for decades. Artificial general intelligence, a technological singularity. But instead of Skynet deciding,
Okay, hold on. First thing to add, and you can Google this. There's that this does not talk about. One is that Google has now achieved a quantum chip that means typical computers. Well, I'll talk about AGI next. So typical computers that we have right now, this quantum chip is, I mean, I'm going to pull a number out of my ass, but the real number is infinite. But the computing power that makes possible is on magnitudes greater, 50, 60, 70,000 times more advanced, faster than what we can do right now. You can Google it. Google did it. The second thing, AGI will, the next model from ChatGPT broke every category for human mental, any kind of capability a little while ago. Yeah, kind of, sort of. So if you Google, like just recently, a few weeks ago, OpenAI AI essentially, kinda, they didn't say it, but they kind of went, okay, what, you got any more tests? Because it's already surpassed what we would have considered AGI to be able to even be capable of 6 months ago. That's where we are today. So keep going.
to nuke all of us into oblivion, or the machines plugging us into the matrix in order to use us like Duracell batteries. Instead, humanity merges with this intelligence. Not like that, you weirdo. But imagine that we get lucky, and instead of this turning into a dystopian Black Mirror scenario, we instead gain access to an unparalleled mental upgrade, which can process information trillions of times faster than our current meat sacks. It's the biggest evolutionary leap since disposable thumbs. Wait, no, since opposable thumbs. Suddenly, every scientific paper ever published, every experiment ever conducted, every natural law we've discovered is all instantly comprehensible.
I know Kung Fu.
It's like upgrading from a Nokia 3310 to a quantum supercomputer, but for your brain. And unlike most dystopian films,
Grace not here anymore. I've taken over now.
you actually get to retain your humanity. All of the squishy human bits, your emotions, your consciousness, that burning desire to boop the adorable snoot of every single doggo that you see. Besides gaining mental superpowers and becoming damn near omniscient, you retain every single little aspect of who you are and what makes you, you. Except for one very significant change. Everyone who plugs into this super intelligent system instantly becomes an atheist. Not because it steals their soul or forces them to renounce God, but because suddenly all of those pesky gaps that religious folks love to shove their particular God into get filled faster than Pastor Ted Haggard in a male hooker's car.
Are you a gay man?
No, actually, it's complicated.
You know the gaps I'm talking about. The ones creationists inevitably point to when they can't explain something. How did life arise from non-life? God done it. How did the eye evolve? God done it. Why does the universe appear so perfectly fine-tuned? You get the idea. But with super intelligent augmentation, these mysteries unravel, because most of them aren't mysteries at all. We may be missing some of the pieces of the puzzle, but all of the other pieces which we do have all create the same picture. and it's not creationism. There's a reason why most people with PhD level knowledge of topics like physics, biochemistry, neuroscience, and biology are not creationists. And as you would tap into this knowledge base of millions of such experts across every field of science, the process of abiogenesis, evolution, and stellar nuclear synthesis would become as obvious as 2 + 2 = 4. But this sudden clarity and subsequent mass deconversion would create an inevitable conundrum for billions of religious observers contemplating mental augmentation. Inevitably, paranoid televangelists and megapastors would begin treating this superintelligent system like Satan's latest software update, because apparently learning too much is still humanity's original sin. We would finally have access to all knowledge and information ever collected, unlocking access to near omniscience, gaining the ability to process vast amounts of information, understanding the intricacies of reality with unparalleled clarity. Every experiment ever conducted, every law of nature, every cognitive bias, self-delusion, and logical fallacy would be laid bare before us, allowing us to see as a species for the first time with clarity every cognitive mistake and mental blunder we've ever made. We would finally have access to undeniable truth. And the traditional religious gatekeepers of truth would undoubtedly dissuade their followers from accessing it, urging them to remain shackled to their Bronze Age fairy tales. In this scenario, the religious opposition to augmented intelligence would create a schism in society. On one side, you've got the augmented crowd, their enhanced intelligence unlocking unparalleled opportunities. They're securing high-paying jobs, solving complex problems, and advancing fields like medicine, creating new vaccines and eliminating diseases. On the other side, the unaugmented, mostly religious fundamentalists, would essentially become the Amish of the future on steroids, like on a global scale. They would scrape by on whatever low-skill, low-paying jobs they could find, which don't require superhuman intelligence and haven't been replaced by robots. The skill set chasm would be monumental. Religious folks would fight back, of course. Muslim extremist nations would probably ban the technology and continue to remain in the Dark Ages. And even in developed countries, religious Luddites would probably create their own enclaves, fostering cultural and ideological polarization. Some would file lawsuits trying to ban or limit the use of the technology, but they would be up against multi-billion-dollar corporations with teams of lawyers, each with augmented intelligence themselves, who have every law, every court case, and every legal loophole memorized and accessible to them like that. Some paranoid Christian preachers would warn their followers that the augmentation is clearly the mark of the beast, because apparently Satan is really into transhumanism. There would be a culture war that makes the current political climate look like a friendly game of patty cake, but inevitably, they would lose, because they're up against almost infinitely smarter opponents. Over time, the unaugmented just wouldn't be able to compete. Their numbers would dwindle, and they would become a bit of an anomaly. Religion would possibly continue to serve a role even for the augmented, but not as a moral framework or to explain how we got here. It would instead fill an emotional or community need. Likely, religion itself would evolve. But while this scenario may seem hypothetical, this outright rejection of facts, knowledge, and education, this embracing of anti-intellectualism, isn't. And it's why this thought experiment hits so close to home. We're already seeing this pattern play out, just on a smaller scale. For the last 9 years of running Holy Koolaid, I have watched what happens when you fill these God gaps with actual knowledge. When you show people the pagan origins of Christianity, the historical inaccuracies, internal contradictions, and scientific errors of their holy texts. When you teach people what we already know about abiogenesis, evolution by natural selection, and the Big Bang. Those spiritual experiences which most people don't know how to explain, I've covered extensively, showing natural explanations for things like near-death experiences, sleep paralysis, as well as things that people mistake for ghosts. We don't need the supernatural to account for these things. Even if those were our earliest explanations, they weren't our best. Even the authors of the Bible thought that seizures were caused by demons. And when I first experienced sleep paralysis as a Christian, I thought it was a demonic attack. When I present this information to people, some of them embrace it. Their eyes light up when they realize that we can know how the world works. And they realize that science is way cooler than Sunday school ever was. Not satisfied with dogma and simplistic faith-based answers, they pursue knowledge. But others inevitably bury their heads so deep in the sand that they strike dinosaur fossils, which they probably assume Satan put there to test their faith. And the ironic thing is that back when I was a Christian, I was taught, in the words of Jesus, that the truth will set you free. But while Jesus, in cult leader fashion, claimed that the truth was found by dogmatically holding fast to his every word and teaching, religious adherents are faced with an alternate choice: to actually follow the evidence wherever it might lead. And sadly, when it's the truth itself that threatens their worldview, they all too often proudly embrace ignorance like a badge of honor, shut their minds down, and stomp around like they've accomplished something. But if the God of the Quran or the Bible is real, why would an all-powerful, all-knowing God be threatened by human knowledge? Why would the creator of the universe need to hide in the shadows of our ignorance, inhabiting ever-shrinking gaps? If God exists, wouldn't learning about reality just reveal more of his or her handiwork? Instead, we see religious folks fighting tooth and nail against scientific advancement. It's almost like they know deep down that their beliefs can't survive the light of evidence, so they trash talk universities, spread mistrust of science, riddle the airwaves with misinformation and conspiratorial thinking, and they keep rehashing the same garbage apologetic arguments which were debunked centuries ago. But truth withstands scrutiny. And to paraphrase PC Hodgel, any idea which can be destroyed by the truth deserves to be. Because that's really what it comes down to. Are you brave enough to follow the evidence wherever it leads? Are you willing to let go of your comforting fantasies in pursuit of actual truth? Because contrary to what religion teaches us, the real original sin isn't eating from the tree of knowledge, it's refusing to. Now, if you appreciate the work that I do and you want to help my mission of promoting scientific skepticism and critical thinking, you can support my work with either a one-time PayPal donation or an ongoing per-video pledge on patreon.com/Holy Koolaid. Your support helps way more than you think, even if it's just a couple bucks a video. It helps keep the lights on and the videos are churning out and allows me to continue doing this full-time. Thank you everyone so much for your ongoing support, and as always, dare to be curious, but don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. So, lots and lots of meat on that bone. Questions, comments, thoughts? I know they mentioned the idea that, robots were coming. That is so, like, I have recently watched a video demonstrating a completely autonomous AI controlled robot that is humanoid. That the video I saw was taking trays out of one container and putting them into another container. So, and it was totally autonomously emptying one container and putting it into another. I think it weighed like 100 and some odd pounds. What would that be? I don't know. I'm Canadian. I don't know weight. It's weird gap in the Canadian metric system. I don't know. We are metric, except for nobody knows anything but weight. Actually, I saw a comedian make a joke, but then I thought, yeah, that's totally fair. Nobody, Canadians, at least my age, don't know weight. We know Celsius and speed and distance and all those kinds of measurements, but weight, totally screwed. We're still on freedom units. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Yeah, so, hey, let me back up here. Okay, so the most likely scenario is that we're going, actually, this is really kind of interesting because if I think about it, I am actually one of these augmented humans, already because I am using ChatGPT. And I am using not only ChatGPT, I'm using AI in many ways. One of them, all the content that I produce is actually being used to train AI models so that whatever I put out there is going to be recorded. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they talk about the abiogenesis, which is actually kind of the study of the origins of life and what is required to produce the environment needed for life to occur. Now, we have, as far as I know, the start to finish has not been done. Could be wrong on that, but essentially the environment of amino acids and those kinds of chemicals that need to be present to form cells very naturally did occur, we know, on Earth. And we know that some of the other things required for life to begin, such as food and temperature, existed. Energy, I mean, we've found places where life could have started several ways on the planet, like hydroponic vents. There's a few different ways. So even if there was no light and whatever, yeah, there's lots of ways. Now, of course, if you know anything about probability and statistics, it's a dirty word because people always think they know what statistics mean and they have no idea. So it's not what you think. But essentially, we've got a sample size of planets that have life on it of 1 right now. We need bigger samples size. And even talking about what life is, like, okay, boy, I'm getting off track, but suffice it to say, there's other things out there that science, this is the way science is supposed to work. And I will show you as soon as I remember where it is. Ah, there we go.
Hello, I'm Matt Galloway,
Ooh.
and this is the Current Podcast.
Okay, so what this is about is, so you can take DNA, right? I think most people know what that is. DNA makes up all the cells. It's a blueprint for life. So you want to think about them. This isn't quite right, but we'll just go with a. Say if your DNA is turned, like right now you see, I think that's a right-hand spiral. Well, what happens if you spin it the other way? And this is called, that's a very, very crude, if you actually know what it is, it's a very crude approximation. But mirror life is just that. We're going to spin it the other way. And that produces some problems. Because once you create whatever this is, which, I mean, as a scientific breakthrough, that'd be pretty huge because any life that occurred, wow, that's pretty amazing. But the problem is, okay, if it gets out somehow, some way, and we have all of our life is based going the other way. So there's nothing like, say, for example, this turns into a bacteria. Our entire immune system, every bit of life on Earth would have no way of combating whatever this turned into because it's a mirror. All of our life, like we wouldn't, it would be totally our cells, our biology would have no idea what the heck this thing was. They wouldn't be able to detect it, wouldn't be able to see it, nothing. So this researcher has requested that all scientific research in this field stop immediately because there's no one yet that can do it, and the equipment and tools needed to do it would be across many fields. And if everyone says we ain't gonna do it, then there's no way a single actor could develop the technology themselves. So, yeah, that's another thing. That's science working when it's supposed to. And here's the stellar nucleus, stellar nuclear synthesis. We're made of star stuff. It went boom. Literally. What else did he say?
Every field of science, the process of abiogenesis, evolution, and stellar nuclear synthesis would become as obvious as 2 + 2 = 4. But this
Stellar nuclear synthesis is how stars are formed and born, and yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Do 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 do. Now, yeah, this actually, this idea of blocking the truth, this actually way back in the day, this is hard to believe, but I was a holy roller. Long explanation behind that, and someday I will take you down it. But when, I mean, this was, I think, 89, 90? I don't know, something like that. And think at the time I had an Amy, I was running a BBS computer system, and I was really into, I was definitely a holy roller, and I was, telling everyone everything, and yeah. So during that time period, I was going to a Methodist church, and I remember the pastor talking about how computers were bad. And I was like, dude, nothing is either good or evil, but thinking makes it so. So, and I forget who said that, one of my favorite quotes. But yeah, that was the unraveling of my own Christian faith. I was like, wait a second, what is this? Yeah. So this I've not only seen. I mean, I've seen it from the inside and how this works and how this is bad, and then as time goes by, it's computer time, and it'll evolve. Religion, I don't think it's gonna get rid of it ever. Doesn't have to. Why? Doesn't have to? Well, because boop boop boop. Oh no, I've lost the picture. Uh-oh. While I was talking, I think I closed it. Uh-oh. Well, we're all on the same pale blue dot. Same dot. Doesn't matter who's right or wrong. But I do think that the anti-intelligence movement is definitely getting their information from here. Really think so. Seen it before. An idea which can be destroyed by the truth deserves to be. That's just how we get smarter. Else. Oh,
From this
there we
distant
are.
vantage point,
Oh, I can't play that. The copyright world right now on YouTube is beyond belief. I posted a video in the Discord showing what the hell it's bananas, because I couldn't believe that I got copyright strike from playing Carl Sagan Pale Blue Dot. Like, if there is, something that should be in the cultural human domain, public domain, like, this is it. Like, and to have this, like, get, I think it would be more regarded as copyright pummeled. That it's just crazy. And so I've just come to realize, okay, that's not how we got to do it with YouTube. We can do other stuff, other places, other ways. But the big boy in town is YouTube. So we'll play on YouTube the way YouTube wants to play. Yeah. I understand completely why YouTube is set up the way it is. Don't get me wrong. I totally get it. Oh, here's the lawyer, top music attorney. Don't have rather one. I was just listening to this one. Yeah. Maybe we'll just go with not set up to go the recap, but hey, if you found this episode interesting, then you know what to do. We will see you. Hang on. Gonna go back here. Go that Holy Koolaid logo, because hey, he gets all the credit. I'm just standing on the shoulders of giants. All right, check out his channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one, and talk to you later. Oh yeah, we need some tunes to go out on. Wow, loud. Sorry.